globalists don't think globalism is so much fun when freedom fighters around the world unite. That's what we're talking about. See, now, Tommy Robinson has been a huge force for global activism for free speech. I mean, all around the world, quite really, every continent. He is taking global activism to new levels. And that is what the left and the mainstream media didn't like. Oh, they like globalism, but only their type of globalism that they control. They don't want the average people to be able to have a voice. So being so seriously out of touch is embarrassing. I said, what do? They just keep doubling down on stupid. They keep getting proved wrong. They prove they're liars. They prove they're manufacturing news, and they just keep doubling down. Oh, well, the leftists have never been known for their brains. They've just been known for pretending. So this is definitely a time of global freedom activism. So we're even excluding these main platforms. Forget Twitter, forget Facebook, and we don't know how long YouTube will be a friend to the world, to the global freedom fighter. But we will keep hoping. At any rate, there are more platforms popping up all the time that allow people to communicate freely, and those platforms will continue to grow. I said I started a Minds account a couple of weeks ago, and I think I already have over 1,000 followers, and I only posted a couple things. So that is definitely a good start. So I need to get more into Minds now that Facebook is gone, that we still have our websites. We still have many, many options. What we need to do is we just need to get the dead wood out of the internet, or at least minimize the dead wood so much it's not a threat. Because up to now, so certain amount of companies have dominated the internet and dominated our global discourse. And that is our problem, because these companies now decide that they want to push a certain opinion, a certain agenda, and they're going to silence whoever they don't like. And as freedom-loving people, and as an American who goes by the American version of free speech, we believe that, unless you're committing a crime, unless it's downright defamation or downright threats, there's no law against it. And there shouldn't be, because that's the whole point of freedom of speech. Seriously, the reason why people didn't have freedom of speech in the past is because the totalitarian dictators did not want the people criticizing them, because that would cause unrest, and then they might depose them, and then they'd lose their power and their money. That's the whole point. So you don't need free speech protection for talking about the weather. Of course, maybe you do with these environmental weather racist people. Maybe you do. But you need freedom of speech for the unpopular opinions and the difficult topics. That's what freedom of speech is for. So, but yes, the left, they think they're gods. They think their way is the only way. And if anyone does not think their way, they must be obliterated. However, thankfully, the elites are a minority. I'm surprised they haven't come out and given themselves protected status. I'm sure they will, but they haven't come out with a good enough title for themselves. I guess we'll call them the globalist elitists. They are a protected minority. Because, you see, it only takes a handful of them to control the biggest companies. Just think of, there's millions, billions of people on the bottom, and there's just a handful of global elitists at the top. So, they wouldn't stand a chance in a fight with the people. But because of their money and some of their built-up power, they are in a position to dictate. And that's a position we must depose them from. And the way we do it is free market capitalism. We start bunches and bunches and oodles of businesses. We need concerned conservatives. We're people who care about free speech. We just can't imagine that free speech is always going to be there for us, because it's not. It's almost not there for us now. So we need to start right now to start our oodles and oodles of alternatives And we're going to have to start at the grassroots level. We're going to have to start with banks, with payment processors, with web hosting companies. We want to start with the basics, all the things that are stopping people from communicating and living their lives must be dealt with. We must have alternatives. So we need more concerned conservatives. I mean, even if you're not rich, I mean, I'm not rich, there's still something you can do, and we can still investigate in improving life. I'm going to investigate into the Ethereum cryptocurrency. They say you can build, what you can build? Banks and build currencies and build countries. I'll have to see about that. But there's always something we can do. Definitely something we can do. So we need to get excited, my fellow conservatives. We need to get going. And like I said, we can thank Tommy Robinson because he is really the leader of the globalist freedom fighting movement. I mean, we have our different countries have their little leaders, like Faith Goldie in Canada, Avi Yemeni from Australia. There's different ones, but none of them have the sheer magnitude of influence as Tommy does. So he is he's taking the global activism to new heights. To new heights. It's not just about the UK and their crime problems. It's about everybody's right to freedom and free speech. So, let's keep giving the globalists a black eye. Let's join together, fight for freedom on every platform available. Start oodles. I like that word. Start oodles of new platforms to just get to drown out their totalitarian voices, and we'll just drown them out. The competition of the free market is going to be ultimately what brings down the big techies. That's what it's going to be. We need enough people who care, who are going to work at it and make a difference. It starts with us. I said we will not go quietly into the dark, dark night of tyranny. So, let freedom ring. God bless.